So as promised, we're gonna have to talk about the twist in the song that made me put Living in Circles in the second half of the album. I'm just gonna spill the beans already, because why not? The twist is in the bridge. Now, if you're familiar with how I structure my songs narratively, you would know that the bridge section is always a moment of honest confession for me. It's where I get to the other side of the story or address a reality check, just to acknowledge the shadow that comes with the light source. Now, if the chorus is at the core of what I want to say, and the verses provide the premise or the context in which that message would make sense, then the bridge is where I reflect everything and take reality into account. That's usually how I complete the message of my songs, but not necessarily all the time. That's the hint for the second half, by the way. All the songs in the first half have something that not every song in the rest of the album does. Okay, enough spoiler about the album already. Let's come back to Living in Circles. Now, before we get to the bridge, let's find out what's happening in the second verse first, because I already foreshadowed the plot twist in the second verse. Here's how it goes. It's like fighting and breaking and fixing and losing my mind on repeat. Who knew it's more than a pain unexplained? Once again, I just can't. Bittersweet deceit. Now we're back to the pre. Okay, so after all of that messy modulation since the start of the song, now we get a really normal chord progression in just E major. It's literally just a diatonic walk down from A. We got A, D sharp heavy major 7, and then C sharp minor 7, B major, A major 7, and then A minor. So the first line, it's like fighting and breaking, then fixing and losing my mind. That line is actually just a brief summary of what's been happening in the song so far. Now, upon hearing this line, you might be anticipating like a description of what actually Living in Circles looks like, but then I just flipped the switch and gave up all that in the second line. Who knew it's more than a pain unexplained? Once again, I just can't. Bittersweet deceit. I just can't be bothered. It's such a pain. And then we ended with bittersweet deceit. Now, what does that mean? In this context, it can refer to a lot of things, but because this is not an English language class, I would just stop at telling you that Deceit is worse than deception, and it's more in line with gaslighting, to be fair. But more importantly, it's the coexistence of my own doing and the disappointment that I'm facing, where I no longer blame my surroundings for my struggles, and that's already a difference from the first half of the album. And after that we get to the second pre-chorus, second chorus, then we finally get to the bridge. Let me breathe, let me live in conceit till I'm complete. Let me be, let me see what's inside of me, what I can never be. Now, if you remember how much I was struggling to sing the chorus last episode, like I was literally gasping for air, starting the bridge with Let Me Breathe came me literally and figuratively as well, compared to the main idea in the chorus that are all about like running and trying to push through everything. The bridge actually encourages a slowdown. In fact, we're actually going into halftime, I think. Yeah, we are going into halftime in the bridge. Okay, so think about it this way. If you are running in a circle and you want to get out, you will look for an exit. right? But at the rate that the chorus is going, in terms of the story, of course, you only gonna be running faster and faster and faster. Now, if you're only running, no matter how many times you would have seen, you should have seen the exits, you would just simply pass by it, simply because of the speed that you're running. Because you keep running faster, and there's no way you could have have a second to look at it and think of it as an exit, or realize that there is an exit. That means slowing down will give you a lot more clarity to find the actual exits, or even to recognize it first, because when you want to find something, you usually look at it carefully, right? And slowing down will allow you to do that, even if you have to do it in conceit. Yes, I use conceit here as an extreme self-belief that would ideally offset that the fact that I was conceited previously in the second verse, that everything is so unexplainably complicated that I would just give up on everything, when in fact all I needed to do was slow down and everything will be okay. Now at this part of the song, and at this point in the album as well, is where the expectations and the pressure that leads us to disappointment in the first half are slowly turned into trust and encouragement. Then from a new perspective, the first verse comes back. Now on the surface, this might seem like we've finally come back full circle to where we started, but this verse now actually carries a different meaning, especially after the bridge as well. It still has that theatrically haunting and ominous sound vibe to it, but the anxiety compared to the first time it appears is now that anxiety is now turned into acceptance. I've come to accept that this is the way things are now at the moment, but I am also reassured that everything's gonna be okay, that I have the capability to work everything out. In the grand scheme of the album, this song actually implies that the process of getting to No Promises is simply a shift in perspective. That's all I have to say about this song. I hope you enjoy listening to the stories behind this one. Before you have to wait for too long, I'm actually releasing this song on Friday this week. Yes, I am dropping it soon. Very exciting, but also scary, because like I told you already, it's just one of the riskier songs in the album that I was really contemplating on including or not. But this is also a challenge that I wanna put out for myself. So please tune in on Friday, give this song a listen then, and join in on this emotional roller coaster that I prepared for you in this song. Until next episode, I guess. See ya.
As I breathe in the smoke of a long gone fire, I keep on running just to inhale the dust from chasing. I footsteps in the past. I keep on trying to still realize I'm nowhere near the promise I left years ago. I keep on running to forgive how I was able to dream this big with no